you broke this news to me. Huge news this morning. That's not very nice to say. Poor Jared.
Maybe huge news. It's not nice to say.
We're talking about the Flames.
Jared Tinordi, inked. Look at this. Left shot defenseman. I believe way back in the day, a Habs first rounder.
2010 first rounder of the Habs.
Yeah, I saw him in the American League a little because I worked in that league in 11, 12. 10,
Yeah.
11, 12, 13, whatever.
Oh, you're asking.
Yeah, no, either way. Yeah, interesting guy because he's huge and he's played many more games in the American League than he has the NHL. I view this as organizational depth.
It can only be viewed that way.
He's on a two-way deal, so he'll make under $400,000 in the AHL and around 800 in the big clubs. So, you know, by all means, earn a job, sure.
Because he's 32. He's been playing hockey for a long time. Very little of that has been in the National Hockey League.
Correct. Yeah.
In the 200 game range. So,
I've been looking at the depth chart. I mean, if you want to draw them up,
Jack chart.
This is different. Depth chart.
Got it.
Depthometer.
Right.
Uyghur Mirmanov basically played exclusively together since Mirmanov's arrival last year. Maybe you change it up, maybe you don't. Anderson, I think, will be put with Ball. That'll be more your defensively geared pair. And then Bean and Pahal would be your clubhouse leaders. Where does Tyson Berry fit into that? He's on a PTO. He does not have a contract. He can be signed by anyone. He can be cut at any time. He is not a Flame until he's signed. He's just hanging out, trying to impress. And then you've got Hanley, who you grabbed off waivers from Dallas last year, Tinordi, Solovyov, those would be the bubbly guys. And I think, you know, you need more than 6 every year. But, you know, if Jared Tinordi was a staple for the Wranglers, that wouldn't surprise me. If he ran into injuries on the left side, he could get some games in. I also think you have to probably be planning for, in the next 2 years, how many of these guys are still here? Like Anderson's a big one that looms, not necessarily this year, but if the right team wants him for 2 playoff runs at a low number, cash that ticket.
It's a lot of D with Craig. Feels like a lot of since taking over, and maybe it's just kind of situational circumstance.
The trades for sure.
But
and then now this. I think they're coming to camp with the same number of defensemen. It just feels like there's a lot of guys between that, like, oh, he's probably a 6, 7, 8, 9. Like there's a lot of those guys. But yeah, you add Brstevich, you draft Peric, you bring in Grushnikov, Pahal, Miramanov, Hanley. Those are all new since what? Like since the Lindholm trade? So not to mention Bean and signing, Ball and trade. The answer was Ball.
So it's a lot of D.
It's a lot of D. That's what we hear about.
You were right, Boom.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Strengthening your case.
That's right. 6'6", for if you're keeping track at home.
Still big.
Yeah, still big. You
Have
can't teach that.
Yet? No.
They can't do it, Ryan.
Didn't see that course in college.
Can't teach it.
Can't be taught.
Can't teach it.
That would put him up there. Who's bigger than him that they got back there? Ball's pretty big. He'd be similar to. Was 225?
Big balls.
Ball.
Zadorov's gone, right? So there's some.
Yeah. And Ball's not mean, but he's big and he will be physical. Whereas Tinordi's got a little more mean in him.
A little gristle.
He's we'll show it in the Pinder report, but not afraid of the old shooting the old Dukes.
He's willing to shoot the old Dukes.
Tommy Winkles.
Well, I don't mind if I do.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long-form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.